Hope you all are doing good. Today, I'm going to explain about Flow Designer Subflows. Okay, so what is Subflows? How we can use Subflows in the flows? How to configure the Subflows? Let's see. Okay, our agenda is what is Subflow and the demo to configure the Subflow. Okay, how we configure the Subflow. Okay, let's see a small demo. Okay, so before that, we will see like what is a Subflow. Okay, a subflow is a sequence of reusable actions that can be started from a flow or a subflow or a script. Okay, so a subflow can be called from a flow or subflow or a script. Subflows does not require a trigger. In the last case, or when we configured a flow, so we need to set up a trigger for the flow. But for the subflows, we do not require any trigger. A subflow contains input to make data available to the actions. For example, in the subflows, we use actions. Okay, so for those actions, we need the data. We need to pass the data from flows to subflows. Okay, so those are called input data for the subflows. Okay, actions can be used the data. Okay, so those inputs data, we can the actions which are set up in the subflows can be used. Okay, and data returned via the outputs. Okay, once the actions are completed, how you can return the data. Okay, to the flow, actual flow from subflow, from outputs. It's from output. Okay. Okay, so that is a simple theoretical explanation about a subflow. Okay, but let's see a demo. Um, how we can configure the subflow, what are the parameters we have for the subflow. Okay, let's see. Okay, log into your system. Okay, let's open a flow designer. Flow designer. So you have some flows, subflows available here in the subflows. Okay, for example, whenever you created, okay, or any subflows, okay, you can see in the subflows here. So it is like add a pass, add ASC role to user or a group, add user to group to collaborations, okay, advanced instructions. There are some out of the box subflows are available. Okay, so let's see. Let's open in some workflow, some subflow to see it. Okay, what it we can see. Um, we can see the flows. Okay. Uh, so here you can see the properties. Okay, in the subflow, the name of the subflow. Okay, this is the description. Add a given description of the subflow, what it does. Okay, something like adds a given user or a group to a given collaboration description and the applications. So it is doing to adding an user or a group to the given collaboration descriptor. Okay, so which application scope it is. Okay, collaboration request or something. Okay, the scope strategy here helps categorize content and make it easier to find, maintain, and release. Okay, for example, if you select the global applications, you can define some categories here. Okay, so in later we can define like a group the subflows by categories like ITSM categories, ITOM categories. Those are some kind of examples. Okay, so the protection is like read only or you can editable or subflow annotation is like type what you would like to have appear right under the subflow title in subflow picker. Okay. What you need to return in the, you can see under the subflow title in subflow speakers. Okay, that is how run as a system user or something. So this is a subflow sub properties, or we call as a subflow anatomy of a subflow. Okay. Okay, so a subflow can allows you to publish it to the application repository, making it available to all other instances in your organization, or you can publish to the ServiceNow store also, making it available to everyone. Okay, everyone. So we have, so the anatomy is like, oh, you can create a subflow. Um, you can from the home. Okay, like go here and create a new or subflow or action by creating this one, or um, or if you go here, okay, if you are in tab, you can create a subflow or action or flow from here also. You can create a subflow or action. Okay, so those are the anatomies. Okay, and now you see here the inputs. You need to pass the input to the subflow. For example, this subflow you are using, okay, in some flows. Okay, so you need to get input for the subflow, okay, to run these action steps. So that inputs, okay, here. So once it runs, okay, the result you need to pass to the output variables. Okay, assign subflow output variables, and these are the actions like what we need to do. Okay, so you can see if originating environment is current instance, is group or something, is planning. But let's create a new subflow. Okay, um, new subflow. Let's create some new subflows. Let's do some create actions and let's see. Okay, so before creating, what you need to do is document the process. So before we start, okay, what we are going to create. Okay, what kind of subflow we use now. Okay, so let's see. For example, a small example is like when user need to add, okay, in group. Okay, so user need to add in group, or okay, if P1 incident or problem, okay, created, okay, then send notifications to bulk of users, okay, or something like um, create a incident, create a record, okay, in incident, okay, okay, something like, okay, something, okay. There are multiple real-time scenarios also. Okay, so we can use like okay, uh, send approval to manager of the user when RITM is submitted. Okay, something like that. So I will show you some examples how we can create a subflow. So let's see a simple example. User need to add, okay, in a group. Okay, so for example, we have one catalog item. Okay, so let's create some simple catalog item. Okay, Mm, go to maintain items, or do one thing. User needs to be added, not in maintain items, so it takes some time. But what we can do is user to be added, okay, in a group. For example, user to users table, okay. Okay, go to users table, and so these we created from a flows. Okay, so it's like last time what we did is from the flow. If I go back, if I go back on the search on the updated, add user to the, here what we have done is here particular department, if department is a service desk, okay, then we are adding the user, user to a particular group. Okay, now what we have to do is what we need to do is like for example for example, if I create an user, okay, so we have a department. Okay, so in the department, for example, we have there are 8 departments, and suppose we have 8 different groups. Okay, 8 different groups. For example, let's open the groups. Open groups. Okay, and customer support. Okay, let's create a same groups. Let's see customer support group is there or not. So we don't have customer support group. Let's create a customer support group. Okay, let's add some manager to it. Okay, user 1 is a manager. Okay, group email, let's empty. Okay, second second one is what is the second one? Development group. Okay, development group. So don't add some email. Okay, test at the rate test.com. Okay, something, and select the manager as some user. Okay, some user, any user, and submit it. Okay, so and create one more service desk. I think we should have service desk group. Okay, so let's see that service desk group is there or not. Service desk group. Okay, it is there. Service desk group. Okay, let's do service desk group, update it. Okay, like this. Okay, so now our question is like whenever we add, we submit user based upon the department, it should add. Okay, so it should add to that particular group. Okay, so how we can do it? Okay, so the situation is like it can be created from this user record. Okay, or it can be created from the catalog item. Okay, so we may have different flows. Okay, multiple flows. So multiple flows for the same requirement. Okay, multiple flows. Okay, like from catalog, when requested it should add. Okay, and from users table directly, or from other sources. Okay, so if for multiple flows are there to do the same activity, okay, to do the same activity, then then what we need for all these flows, we have to do like check the member, check the user if it is active, check the group if it is active, then add the user to the particular group. Okay, or something like that. We need to check all these conditions. We need to do some set of functions. Okay, some sequence of functions. Okay, in all the flows, the same sequence of functions we need to do. So to avoid creating multiple times, now we are using a subflow. Okay, like how we will create a subflow. Let's see. Okay, so click on this one, create a subflow. What is a subflow? Um, add, okay, add user to group. Okay, so department group, department. Okay, department group. Okay, um, description. Okay, so yeah, same like like this. And if you have more description, you can. So we are creating the global function. Okay, so most of the subflows are will be in global. So category, we can define category also, like which in which category, because to group the flow subflows in defined categories. Okay, so like okay, like change category or CMDB category or service catalog category or process category or something. Okay, or you can create a new category also. Okay, by clicking here. Okay, new category or service catalog or email or group or flow data something. Okay, something whichever the category it belongs, you can create a category. For now I'm not selecting any category because I don't want. Okay, if you can protect read only once you created the flow. Okay, so no one can edit the flows. Okay, by clicking on read only property. And subflow annotations, if you have any subflow annotations, you can add it. Okay, you can add it, the subflow annotations. Okay, run as who user who initiate sections or system user. So let's run as a system users only. Okay, and submit it. Okay, so this is subflow we created. Now when we are going to add in so our purpose is like you adding user to the group. Okay, adding user to the group. So we need a user input. Okay, username. Okay, you need a user details. Okay, for example, and we will create a new variable called user. Okay, user. Okay, so this is an not a string. This is a reference to the users table. Okay, reference to the user table. Reference. Okay, so you have many string types. Okay, which user. Okay, or sys underscore user table. Sys underscore user. Okay, sys underscore user table. Okay, so it's a mandatory for you to pass this variable. Without this one, you can't execute the flow. Okay, so output is just we have to pass it is a success or not. Okay, output. Okay, so user added to the group or something. Okay, user. Let's put output as output only. Okay, output. Okay, let's delete it. Let's output string only. Okay, let's done. Okay, done. You have a subflow inputs and outputs. Now, what's your logic is, you need to run the condition that flow logic if okay, check user is active or not. Check user is active or not. How? You can check by condition checking that user is okay, not user is okay. So you need to drop user. Okay, show input user. No, not this way. So show input. Click on this arrow. Active is true or false. True. Okay. Then done. Then what you need to do is you need to add that user to the particular group. Okay, to the particular group. Then create a record under which group membership table. Group member, group member table. Okay, so under group member table, what field? Okay, user, you need to take this user into the user. Okay, and group, how the group is. Okay, group you need to select. Okay, which group it is or something like that. Okay, so Okay, you need to select the name. Okay, name, input, user, department, name. But the thing is, name, if you are passing, it will not select because it is a string and the group is a reference field. So how you will pass a name here into the group? Okay, you need to get that name. Okay, get this name. Okay, then you need to get the group name here. Okay, group sys id, not a name. So what you need to do before, check if user is active, and then what I will do is I will cancel this one. Okay, and then what I will do is lookup record. I will do lookup record. Okay, lookup, I will get a lookup record. Okay, one group will be there. Table is group table. Group table. This underscore user group table. So what is your condition? My condition is name. Name. Okay, name. Name is something like from user, department, not sys okay, department name, same name, okay, same name, written only the first record, okay, done, done. And then I will add user to a create record to the group, create record, table, group member, okay, group member. So here my fields are, which group it is and which user it is. We are going to add, select user is this one and select group is this one, group record. Okay, so done. Done. Once assign, uh, so you have added and you need to pass this information that the group is added or not. Okay, so you need to pass this information to the flow. Okay, for example, this flow logic, what we need to in the flow logic, assign subflow output. Okay, so the output assign subflow output and plus subflow output we have output string. Okay, now we can write okay, um, group is user added to the uh, group 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 group. Okay, which group it is? Um, group record we need to add here. Okay, so user is added. Okay, so which user it is? This user. Okay, so this user is added. Okay, to the group. Okay, so if okay, then okay. If then and then flow logic set and the flow and the sub and the subflow and the subflow. Okay, or else flow logic else assign output variable. Okay, assign subflow output. We have only one variable output. Okay, so user is not active to add into group. Okay, something we are passing. Okay, which user is not active. Okay, so this user bring it the user is uh, bring this user to here. Okay, so user is not active. So that's it. Okay, and save it. So in the subflow, you need to assign the subflow output variables. Okay, this is important. Without this, the action values will not pass. Okay, the action values will not pass. Publish it. Publish it. Okay, so now we will go here. Okay, So this is add user to the group or something. Okay. So now there are some subflow examples. Okay. So let's close these ones. Okay. So now what we will do, we will create a new flow. How we can call? Okay. Um, add user. Okay. Um, user creation or something. Okay. User creation or something. Okay. So global protection, no, run or system user. Okay. Submit it. Skip tool. Okay. So add a trigger. Trigger is nothing but whenever the creator record user is done. Okay. Simple. I'm showing you sys underscore user. Okay. Whenever the creator and condition is department is not empty. Department is not empty. Okay, so that's my condition. Okay, so that's my condition. And now what I will do is I will get the subflow. Okay, in the global applications, what we have is that one. Um, add user to the department. Okay, so here you need to pass the department. Okay, user record. Okay, so this user record you need to pass here. Okay, done. And then you will get the output here. Output as a string. Okay, so the output as a string wherever you can do. For example, this is not an incident record, so to update. Okay, so just you can create some log. Okay, some log to add that um, info message. Get the output like this. You need to use it. Okay, that's it and done. Okay, done. That's it. Okay, end the flow and save it. And save it and activate it. Okay, for example, what I will try to do is, okay, user ID test 6, okay, something test and test 6, okay, and department I will add as a development, okay, and save it. So we don't know that the groups, which group is part. So department automatically. So how we can know that this flow is executed or not? So you can go to the flow diagram, flow designer, and in the home page, okay, in the execution tabs, in the execution tab, you can see that a flow is completed. Open that one, open that one. Flows not available, check system property, flow reporting level. Okay, open context record. Okay, so open operations in flow. So it should flow reporting level, something is SNC properties are there, okay, but that is not executing. Okay, flows not available because for the table we did not activate the flows. So that's the reason I think. Okay, that's we will check it later, but you can test it from here. Okay, from here, for example, I will remove this again. I will remove this again. Depart development. Development group and save it. Okay, so now you can test here from here how it executing. Okay, test get test 6 or something. Okay, and run the test, open. Okay, so test is completed. So the check user is active is true, lookup record is completed, assign output, and these are the subflows. Open subflow log. Okay, flow log entries here, it will be available. Okay, Okay, here ended. Okay, that is the subflow statistics. Okay, um, so add user to the execution details. Okay, let's test 6. Okay, cancel. Okay, so these are the okay, we are generated from the subflow. Okay, from flow we have to create it. Okay, let's what we will do, we will remove this development group and save it. Go to the flow designer. So this is the flow. Okay, in this flow we actually added the subflow. Okay, so here we will test it. Okay, test 6. Okay, run the test. View flow executions. Okay, so this user created record and add user to the group department, and this core reaction action is completed. Here you will get the user. Okay, user record society is added to the group society. Okay, here you need to pass. Okay, uh, output data success. Okay, its object is success and true. That is the log we got it. Okay, so user is added to the group. Okay, and see if this is the flow, and the flow what is added, everything it is there. Okay, so you can open this one in the subflow, how it executed, which step it executed, everything it is shown, evaluated true. For example, the same user, remove the development group and save it. Okay, now if we deactivate and save it, okay, it's logged out. Okay, go to the flow designer in the flow user creation, run again test. Okay, so click on this one. So you see, add user to core action. What is the log? Log is generated. The user is not active to add in a group. See, it went to if condition. So let's open the subflow context. What is done? Check if evaluated to false. Then it is not run, not run. Assign the output, not run. Then else is completed, and assign subflow output is completed. So this is how it is generated. Okay. So simple. So creating a subflow is simple, and adding the subflow. Okay. Creating a subflow is like you need to have inputs and outputs. Okay, both. Inputs is what all the inputs you need for the flow to execute. Output means what you are going to pass the values to the actual flow. Okay, so but at the end you need to assign subflow outputs mandatory. Without this, you will not able to pass the output data, okay, to the flow. If you created actions or everything, but the thing is you need to pass the values, okay, whatever it is created, sysids or user or whatever it is, test or something. Okay, you need to assign subflow outputs. That is mandatory to the flow. Okay, because when you added the subflow, okay, you will get the results. Okay, you will get the results as an output. Okay, so this output, based upon this output, you need to trigger some other flows, other subflows or other actions. Okay, that will be decided. Okay, so that's the reason we need to add the assigned subflow outputs. Okay, so that's simple. Okay, creation of a subflow is very simple. Okay, in the next section we will see how we can create actions. Okay, custom actions. Okay, for example, if you want to create action, okay, so these all are out of the box actions. So if you want to create some new action, okay, how we can create it, and we will see in the next class. Okay, thank you. Please do subscribe to get alerts for upcoming videos. Hope you will enjoy and learn ServiceNow. Thank you very much for your time.